demo video for needle and syringe technique. I'm going to go ahead and get out the appropriate size needle and syringe. In this case, I'll be using a 3 ml syringe with attached needle. Make sure my needle is on nice and tight. Break the seal in my syringe. I'm going to go ahead and get my needle ready. So I'm going to uncap it and just keep my needle in the cap such as that. I'm going to go ahead and have my restrainer hold off for me. In this case, it'll be the cephalic. So they will hold off proximal to the elbow, roll mediolaterally to occlude that vessel. That will allow the cephalic to come through the midline of the forearm. I'll feel it. Swabby swab. I like to keep my thumb next to that vessel for some stability. Holding down at the toes with the rest of my hand. I will remove my needle gently from the cap without causing any contamination. And then I'll go ahead and poke. So bevel up, about a 45-degree angle, quick poke. At that point, I'll start to see blood in my hub of the needle located here. So I will pull back. Here I am using my ring finger till I have enough of my sample. If I were to poke, bevel up, and not see blood, I would make gentle redirections until I start to see blood in my hub, pull back, and get the sample. Restrainer will let up. I will pull out, put my finger, recap my needle, and put my blood into my blood tube. Switching gears to the saphenous. If it were a cat, my restrainer would occlude the medial saphenous by coming in, and I could use a needle and syringe here or a butterfly catheter, which is probably preferred, which I'll show in another video. And then if it were a dog, the lateral saphenous. So my occluder would restrain proximal to the elbow, proximal to the stifle. Let's pretend that this is a brand new needle, never been used. I've prepped my syringe by breaking my seal and tightening my needle. I will go ahead and swab off the location of that lateral saphenous. Again, I like to hold with my thumb for some stability and the rest of the paw with the rest of my hand. My occluder is proximal to the stifle. I can see that vessel traveling like this really well. Keeping my needle sterile, bevel up, a quick poke. I see blood. I pull back using, again for me, my ring finger. I let up, restrainer lets up, I pull out, put off my thumb, recap my needle. Needle and syringe.